Closing that article now. That article's worth reading. Oops, the dev one? Who's shocked? And who's shocked? Welcome back to the holiday playthrough of, well, things. This is what, day 2? So, we started yesterday. This is for those of you who missed yesterday, thanks for playing it, pretty much. For those of you who were here yesterday, or weren't here yesterday, we're playing a mod, and the mod that we are playing is a winter mod, which adds 2 new playable races, as well as some items and mechanics, mostly races. I will link it in the chat in a second. If people are interested, no one's asked yet, I'll make a video on how to install it, but I don't really see the point because it only takes a few seconds to install. It would probably be like an 80-second or a 30-second video. I could maybe fit it into a YouTube short. But anyway, there's the actual link to the mod itself. It is a holiday-themed mod, and the 2 playable races are polar elves, which are like heavy metal elves that, you know, mine out metal and live underground in northern and far southern regions, in the cold regions of the world. And then there's frost goblins, which again live in the cold regions and are kind of like metalhead goblins. Hey, Creddy, it's good to see you. So we're playing as frost goblins currently. And I would like to try the elves at some point too. We have tons of goblins in the fort right now. Current population is sitting at 48. Well, actually 56, because, fun fact, we have trolls. In fact, our mayor is a troll. That's our incoming tavern. This is kind of the entry hall, shooting star design. What's easy about goblins is they don't need alcohol. They don't actually get any benefit from drinking alcohol, and they also don't get any issue. They don't really have any issues with drinking water. So we are actually like operating almost entirely off of water currently. So I don't know what you mean by that, Captain Dog, so I will just simply state no. But you know, if you'd like to get a nicknamed goblin in, we could work on that. Our mayor is a troll. Yeah, just like real life. Did I already trade with you guys? Yes, I did. All right. So we are currently doing a bunch of construction. The actual crafting zone is 1 layer down, which is right here. This is kind of where our main crafting stuff is happening. Ew, water. Yeah, well, we need to get some farming up and running pretty soon and give them alcohols so they can have a treat. But we're down to the first cavern layer, which is down here. The cavern layer, you may notice, is like filled with gold. All of those yellow streaks going through it are gold veins. So that's kind of cool. So that's the first metal we've hit. Allegedly, there are metals available here. Although the problem is the amount of like tree cover up on the surface is like null. Because up on the surface, well, there are some trees. It's not that bad, but up on the surface is a wee bit sparse. There are trees, but they're kind of sparse. So I could probably get away with just chopping down trees, but I haven't done a lot of that yet. So yeah, that's the current standpoint is water and doing a little bit of mining here. But true story, our expedition leader in charge of the fort currently is indeed a troll. There is this dwarven fort that appeared right after we settled here, right next to us, which is interesting. We are part of this faction of goblins, these guys. This is us, the Enchanter of Control. We are a little fortress known as Bellfrost, and we're gonna start potentially fighting with these goblins and these dwarves. That is the plan. I've never had that problem, no. Cannot say I've ever had a problem with a tile set that crashes if I zoom out too far. It sounds like you're maybe missing assets, because this one had a problem with it until I tweaked it. Or there's something, or like it's trying to load a sprite that's not there. That's weird. Are you using the most recent version of Lonesome? But yeah, that would be my knee-jerk response. Is it sounds like there's a piece missing. So another thing that was added that is unique to this are these guys. There's like 20 new animals as part of this mod, but one of the animals is raven deer, which are offshoot of reindeer that are carnivorous. So they're basically just like black hair, copper skin, eyes are amber, and horns are red, but they eat meat. And they hunt in packs and tear their prey to shreds. They're milkable, and they are our livestock. We also have two tame polar bears that are both pets, so I'm hoping they'll make baby polar bears for me. That would be cool. We also have these guys, which are brown penguins, which seem to be pretty valuable egg layers. I'm noticing eggs popping up in my stockpiles already. There's two sets of penguin eggs right there. That's pretty cool. Mason, it says 2019. Yes, there's been 2 updates since then. So I would see if you could find one that's more recent, because altars weren't in the game, which are offering places. These were not in the game previously, and if you don't have a sprite that the game can use for that, it'll crash. And then there's one other that was added, which is forts. Forts were not a thing on the overworld. So my tile set just uses a plain brown circle. But if you don't have if you don't have a sprite that it can use, it'll crash if there's a missing spot. So it's possible that you don't quite have enough characters. That's the only real example I can think of, though. So we kind of have a temporary tavern in the middle here, where they're all kind of dancing. But this over here is going to be made into our tavern. So we need to start smoothing it. Get it ready. Leave logs after it crashes somewhere? That's a good question. I do not know. Need to make a gem cutter's workshop and start cutting these gems. So I want to have these. I want to have gem windows everywhere. These are going to be super classy goblins. One thing I think is kind of funny is these are goblin traders. But because I don't have the correct party for them, they look like dwarves. Or because I don't have the correct tile for them, they just look like dwarves, which is kind of amazing, in my opinion. But I don't have a custom tile set for this. I'm just using the same one that I was using previously. I think is kind of incredible. All right, so one thing that's kind of taken a while is smoothing stuff. I don't quite have enough goblins with that job assigned, so I'm just going to grab a couple goblins. We're going to get them smoothing. Because I need more smoothers. We're also going to need to build an army today. That is another thing we're going to need to do, is build an army today. But, you know, as chat was saying yesterday, it's nice to play a fort from the start. Even though it ends up being quite different because it's modded, you know? Even though it ends up being quite different, it's still nice to just play a fort from the start. But yeah, I've never had to report a crash in Dwarf Fort, purely because every crash I've ever had has been like explainable in a way to where I can figure out that it's a known bug. What do you mean by pure tile sets? Because you say it's a bit of a bummer that there's not too much pure tile sets nowadays due to DF hack being so prevalent. What do you mean by pure tile sets? So that gem cutter set is done. What are these? These are bloodstones, right? Rough bloodstones. I mean, so you're saying that because of the popularity of the fully graphical ones, like that require DF hack to have more sprites, like the DF hack required ones are so prevalent that they're more popular? Is that what you're saying? I think that a lot of players' dependency on DF hack is a little sad. Just because it not because it's like an incorrect way to play the game or anything. Like, it's really not. Like, if you want to play the game that way, that is 1000% up to you, and I support it. My issue with it is then people start saying that Tarn's vision for the game is wrong because DF hack fixes problems with the game. The way I see it is it's not that DF hack fixes problems with the game, it's DF hack invents problems that don't exist so that people can fix them. That's the problem that I see, is DF hack invents as many problems as it fixes, which I think is kind of sad. Like, there's this weird obsession amongst some, like, a very much minority of the Dwarf Fortress community, but amongst some members of the Dwarf Fortress community, that Tarn doesn't know what he's doing and needs to get good. Dude's a fucking genius. Like, and there's, like, no two ways about that. He's an absolute genius. An absolute genius. Some more goblins just arrived, so if anybody would like a goblin, give me a shout. Plastum and bismuth bronze. Leaves craftsmanship is a total waste. Well, in that case, I will give you something that's not crafting related. Be a farmer. Craftsman. Take you off of fishing. Give you weaving. Oh, you're injured. What happened to you? You have kills? You killed a tiger in tusk flesh. Damn, dude. Suffered a minor injury. Your right hand is gone. Do you want this one? Wait, what? The one with the missing hand? Or maybe we should just give this one a nickname. S-P-U-K-O-M. S-P-U-K-O-M. Handy. Welcome, Handy. Unless, wait, what wants it? In which case, wait. What? The handless. Wait, what? The handless. He is married to somebody, to Intus Gloomroot. You have one child. You're a worshiper of Rodaz, who, of course, is a deity of the enchanter of control, most often takes the form of a female frost goblin and is associated with happiness. You are married to a dwarf who's in the fort, and your daughter is not in the fort. His hair is extremely long and he is thin. His nose is hooked and his yellow eyes are sunken. He has very low cheekbones and his somewhat broad ears are tall. His head is somewhat tall and his hair is gray. His right hand is gone and his skin is cobalt. He likes native silver, billen, harlequin opal, amber, and the color mauve. Greaves and crowns and the sight of the embraced llamas, and the sight of the embraced flowers, and when possible prefers to consume squid, white mullet beer, and llama's milk, and absolutely hates bark scorpions. Personally believes it is important to conceal emotions and refrain from complaining, and dreams of crafting a masterwork someday. You are 563 years old, and you're one of the first of your kind. He seeks out exciting and adventurous situations, which is why he lost his hand to a tiger, feels strong urges and seeks short-term rewards, and is prone to hatreds and often develops negative feelings. He has little time for forgiveness and will generally seek retribution. He does not enjoy participating in physical confrontations, and he works to square this natural tendency with his respective martial prowess. He lives a high-energy kinetic pace, and he is somewhat quarrelsome. He tends to not be swayed by the emotional appeals, and he has an active imagination. He could be considered rude, and he does not go out of his way to help others. He is often cheerful and somewhat fearful in the face of imminent danger. Damn it, I was going to make you a military leader because I thought that would be cool. And he does not often fall in love or develop positive feelings, and he can sometimes act impartially. And he is rarely moved to mercy, and he is generally quite comfortable with those that have a different appearance or culture, and tends to be a little wasteful when working on projects, and is focused with satisfied needs. I was gonna make him the head of a military squad because I thought it would be kind of funny and ironic, but maybe not. Oh, so this is your wife who dreams of mastering a skill. She often feels filled with joy. Wondering if you're brave in the face of imminent danger. I think putting the two of them in a squad would be kind of fun. You know what? She likes to brawl. She's disturbed with this. Dislikes helping others. Okay, so I am going to make Wait What in charge of the new military squad. The Modest Claws. And I'm also going to put his wife in the squad. I'm going to pause this for a second. Oh, shit. We have a Lesser Krampus. So we do actually have a mayor now who is a Lesser Krampus, by the way. Because we are frost goblins. Okay, so what I'm going to do, the Modest Claws. Let's go with the less hands. The less hands. Does anybody want to be Wait What's wife? Functions both as a mayor and executioner, by the way. Noted. Does anybody want to be Wait What's wife? Any takers, chat? Or should I just give her a nickname? Although if I want to be a crappy metal band, we could be the Unhanded. Unhanded them! Tygo wants it? All right. Also, we need to make a prison, don't we? That's something I need to make. I need to queue up some rope. Or cage. Actually, let's do cages. I think cages would be good. Cages would be good. I need to make a big scary prison because these are goblins, right? They need to be tortured naturally. So she has 29 kills, by the way. So she killed a dog, 5 elves, 8 dwarves, 5 humans, 5 dwarves, and 5 humans. She is 108 years old, born on the 23rd of Limestone in the year 94. 408 years old. There you go. Her hair is extremely long. She is short and obese. Her ears are extraordinarily broad, and her yellow eyes are sunken. Her head is tall, and her nose is somewhat long. Her hair is gray, and her skin is midnight blue. She likes gypsum, lay pewter, and violet sespertine, the color maroon in spears and traction benches and menacing spikes, and ants for their propensity to dig. She personally really respects those that take the time to master a skill and is put off by family, and values tranquility and a peaceful day. She dreams of mastering a skill. She is often filled with joy. She is unfriendly and disagreeable, and she is somewhat scatterbrained. She lives at a high energy and kinetic pace, and she is prone to hatreds and often develops negative feelings. She dislikes helping others and feels strong urges and seeks short-term rewards. Rarely feels discouraged and likes a little excitement now and then. She is conflicted by this because she considers tranquility preferable to tumult conceptually. She tends to be passive in discussions and sometimes acts with little determination and confidence. She likes to brawl, though she is disturbed by this since she values quiet, at least in the abstract, and she prefers to present herself modestly. Well, interesting. So you just ordered some stuff online instead of being directed to a pay page. I got directed to an order success page and no payment. Okay, and then an email was received of the order successfully. Is this a website that you order stuff from? Maybe they have your credit card saved? Or like your payment information saved? So, that sounds like a goblin for sure. So let's see if we can get some other goblins into this crew. As long as they dream of mastering a skill, they'll probably be okay. Ooh, more penguins. Sheep. Is that a sheep? Sheep, sheep, sheep. Sheep, 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 sheep. It's a lamb and it's named. Great. So I get to pasture a lamb now. A wax worker. I'm crafting a masterwork someday. What skills do you have? Give you something a little bit more useful to us. Let's give you that. There you are. I'm also going to need metalsmiths. You're a miner. Perfect. Did you bring a pick? Yay, you brought a pick. Perfect. Peasant. Personally values family and considers craftsmanship to be kind of worthless. Never fails to seek out the most stressful and even dangerous situations. You know what? This one here. S-T-A-N-G-U. S-T-A-N-G-U. Sounds like an animal. He was grouchy when caught in a snowstorm, but in the last season was content after putting on a well-crafted item, and was content after putting on a finely crafted item. And he has 3 children. He is 425 years old, born on the 7th of Obsidian in the year 77. His hair is extremely long and he is very skinny. His slightly sunken yellow eyes are very narrow. And he has low cheekbones and a round chin, and his nose is short. His ears are somewhat narrow, and his head is somewhat narrow. His hair is gray and his skin is dark blue. He's about to join the military, okay? As a peasant, I would not be offended by this. Please don't be offended, animal. You chose after payment? Yeah, seems like you messed up. Maybe payment upon delivery? Maybe you can maybe they have like a support line where you can reach out and be like, "Oi! Help!" All right. But yeah, so that's that's animal. And also, animal, you do have plenty of kills. You've killed looks like 12 humans or 11 humans and some jaguars. So that's pretty good, I think. Ooh, you're wearing a chulo. What the heck is a chulo? I don't even know. Oh. Okay. So it's a toque. I getcha. Interesting. All right, well, there you go. Then Zan the miner running in. We got 2 more miners. Need more of those. And a raven deer has grown up. So I've got a bunch of new animals in now. I'm gonna slaughter another beak dog. I need meat for the trolls. New PC mic, TV stand, and 6-seated candles are on their way. Oh, hell yeah. Well, I mean, that's good. I mean, I'm assuming you have the ability to pay for it. You just messed up somewhere. I've had situations like that not too dissimilar from that happen before, where it's like, oh, I thought I ordered a thing, but apparently I screwed up how I paid for it. Whoops. So, I need somewhere for my lesser Krampus to live. I need somewhere for my lesser Krampus to live. Because right now I have this lesser Krampus who's just like, I'm mad. I need somewhere to live. And I'm like, yeah, about that. Worst case, you want it to pay it all. That's pretty okay. I don't think that you'll have that, though. Not trying to make too many assumptions, but I wouldn't get your hopes up. Not a troll? No, not a troll. This one actually is a goblin. That would be very funny, though. Aren't trolls similar to, what's it called? They're similar to gremlins in that they just hang around and talk all the time and just develop speech skills, which is why they kind of become mayors after a while. Pretty sure that they have, like, that same problem, if you could consider that a problem. All right, let's see how much of this we can fill up. So basically, I could make this. Can make a few separate sections into a rather large tavern. What I'm going to do. And then the last little bit right here. That's that. All right, so this is going to be the Pepper of Constructing, which is my tavern. And with you. That. 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 And that. And then you up here can get removed, which is also the Pepper of Constructing. So, remove zones. Nope, that's definitely place zones. Remove zones. Try this. There we go. So now, theoretically, they should all go hang out in here. I mean, I saw a tile set once that made intelligent sponges into SpongeBob, so there's probably someone somewhere who's got a troll face tile set. I'm sure that probably exists, right? Like, someone's got to have done that. There's got to be someone with poor enough taste to do that. Got more raven deer to move down. And then I got more brown penguin chicks to move down. All right, sweet. This is kind of my animal pasturing area right now. It's nice that the trolls tend to the animals, though. Also, chat, investments are open if you want to invest your tickets. But I don't know. At the end of the day, I just want to say thank you, chat. Just thanks for tuning in and hanging out today, you know? And listening to me rant about stuff that makes me mad for the first, you know, hour and a half of the stream. So, thanks for tolerating my bullshit, chat room. It's kind of cathartic. I need to be able to do that sometimes. Do I have any instruments? No, I don't. Stop giving us bullshit. You want some better food? You shouldn't eat the bullshit then. Eat something else. That's just gross, man. All right. Well, we need a place for the lesser Krampus. I was kind of thinking about putting bedrooms on this layer down here. But another thing I could do is I could go like down here and put bedrooms over here. Maybe I'll do it that way. But if I put them further down, then the bedrooms will be closer to the water. But ideally, we should start... actually, hold up. Let's just go to... What do we have for... edible stuff right now? Just want to know what we have under plants. How many plump helmets? We got plenty of plump helmets. We could literally just start brewing alcohol. Let's start brewing alcohol. Let's do that. And then we don't need to worry anywhere near as much about running out of food stuff. I'm going to make a stockpile for food stuff, which is going to kind of go in this section down here of the tavern, which is just going to be a normal food stockpile minus seeds, which is usually what we end up doing. Could I give a quick overview of the fort? Yeah, sure. So we are pretty far south, so it's pretty much perpetual winterland outside. It's always either snowing or pretty close to snowing. We got a little peak there. We're right on the edge of a mountainous zone, so that top bit right there in the bottom right corner and that peak in the middle are both mountains. But aside from that, we're at like the edge of a very steep valley. Goes all the way down to there. This is kind of our entry layer. The idea is it's like supposed to be sort of a shooting star. I'm going to start building living spaces and bedrooms and offices down in the... either above the star or below kind of the shooting star area. I'm thinking kind of below the shooting star. I'm like kind of working on like a, not snowflakes, but kind of like just kind of a more Christmassy looking design if possible. And then this is where we're doing crafting, and that's pretty much it. We are subsisting off of a well that is down here because they're goblins. And it's easy, so goblins don't need alcohol. They like it, but they don't need it. So we are currently operating off of that, and all of my goblins are sharing these 8 beds up here, so we really need some more beds, basically. And that's basically it. Like, it's still a pretty fresh fort. Like, we haven't done a huge amount. So, it's still pretty new. You know, I think I'm actually going to do it. I think I'm going to do living spaces down here. Let's just pause the game for a second. Just trying to figure out how to do this. Like, how do I want to lay out these bedrooms, basically? With them still, you know, being usable bedrooms, but also not being completely ridiculous. As somebody who likes completely ridiculous things in DF. Yeah, that's pretty much it, Taylor. It's actually quite simple. How's your day been, though, Taylor? Hope things are good. I don't know. I'm curious to know. I hope that Villains includes better diplomacy. That's more what I'm interested in. I'm just hoping for any kind of diplomacy before magic. Because to me, that's what the game is lacking most. But I know a lot of people have a lot of different takes on things that the game is lacking, so who knows? It's kind of the edge of the map right there. Things that you would love is the ability to send out settler wagons from a developed enough fort. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things. The beauty of Dwarf Fortress, and I've said this for a long time, isn't necessarily the way the game is right now. It's how easily it could be something just as cool, but also infinitely cooler. Is kind of the beauty of Dwarf Fort, in my opinion. That's adorable. That is genuinely adorable. So these are gonna kind of be our hallways for what's gonna be the fortress's underground zones. You know I don't like straight hallways and square rooms, right? So gotta do something fun. You gotta do something fun. This is gonna be where we're gonna end up putting all of our sleeping spaces. And I think that the Lesser Krampus's living space is going to be down here. Maybe not all the way up there. Maybe I can like remove one of these because that's a little too far to the edge of the map. The Lesser Krampus's space is gonna go here. That'll be kind of like office room and everything. And then this will be bedroom, dining room, and other things, I think. There we go. They can do that. And I'm going to make it up to here. Priority number 1, so they will go the other way. Actually, you know what? Let's do like a chunk about that big. And mine all this out. Here they go. I don't know if that's going to come in with the map rewrite right necessarily, but he definitely talked about on my in one of my interviews once about how he envisions embarking to be you build and equip a wagon and then from there drive the wagon to your desired embark location, which is kind of an awesome idea. I don't know how well it'll necessarily work. But it is kind of an awesome idea, and I'm not going to deny that. As for when it'll get done, that's maybe a little bit more questionable. Seamless transitions between fort and adventurous modes. I mean, yeah, the more seamless they could make adventure mode, the better. Definitely a fan of that. Make goblets. Those are metal only, right? Welp. All right. I'm gonna say, do I dig through gold anywhere down here? I don't think so. I need up, downstairs. All these places. Mine through that. I'll figure that out in a minute. Guess we need to start making charcoal. I don't really have much in the way of wood. And then a metalsmith's forge, I suppose. Wasn't planning on doing this right now, but I guess we get to do this right now. Time to hack down more trees. Yeah, I mean, I think for me, the one that I want more than a seamless transition between Fort and Adventure would be a seamless transition between Fort and Legend. But yeah, Fort and Adventure would be cool. But I don't think that any of that's going to happen anytime soon, if ever. Like, I would actually be kind of surprised if Tarn gets around to that, because that's one of those things where it's like, would it make the game more accessible? Yes. Does it need to happen? I don't know about that. I don't quite know about that. Of course, I would like it to happen, but I don't know if it will. I don't necessarily have faith that it will. No. Kind of a weird place we've been put in. Also, I need some armor stands. And I need to build a barracks. Maybe we'll get a specialized historian noble who will grant player... I mean, I don't even want... Like, the thing is, I don't want access to the full legends. I just want access to what my civ should know, right? So if my civ has a history of wars, I would like to know that. If my civ has a history of books, I would like to know that. If my civ has access to that knowledge, I would like to know it within the game. I don't need to know what some other civilization that my faction has no contact with knows. That would be a little silly and world breaking, but I would like to know what my civ knows, right? Because theoretically the player should have that information. If the goblins or the dwarves or the elves or the humans or whoever you're playing as or with or around know it, you should know it. That's, or at least have the ability to learn it. Let's do that. And fill this out. Perfect. But I don't know. I think it's I think right now merging the multiple modes together, while as cool as it would be, I don't think that's the most important thing. For me, I think that the most important thing is just that Dwarf Fortress becomes more accessible in general. That is the most important thing. That's what I actually wanted to do. What? Lonesome crashing the game has been a problem for a while? That's unfortunate. Like, super unfortunate. Let's make 30 charcoal. How much time do I have left on my mare? We need to make 2 goblets. Seems like Lonesome is one of the tile sets that triggers it. That's bizarre. Because, like, there should be a fix for it. I don't know. That is bizarre. Well, at the very least, we have wood burners. Let's make a wood stockpile. because we need to get this going, unfortunately. And they're all going to go sleep right now. Well, not all of them. A lot of them are going to, or some of them are going to go sleep. The rest are all doing this, which is store item in stockpile, in this case, wood. But yeah, I don't think that merging the multiple modes in Dwarf Fortress together is a massive priority currently. But you know, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's something Tarn will do. But based on what he's said in the past, I don't think that that's the highest thing of importance thus far. I don't think it's the highest thing of importance. I think currently the thing of most importance for Tarn is finishing the current updates and getting the promised things out. The fact, though, that he said in the most recent interview that he thinks that the wait between the release of Steam and the release of the Magic update will be significantly shorter than we've waited for the Steam version and the premium versions actually has me really hopeful that it won't take that long for the Magic update. Maybe I'm totally off there. Maybe it will take forever, but I'm like weirdly hopeful now that it'll be rather timely in comparison to like this. So, especially because like, you know, he's also quietly been working on the Magic stuff for a long time. Like, he's got that prototype and it works, so. He's got that prototype and it works. The Elven Caravan, a polar Elven Caravan has arrived. Although I think they, nope, they arrived and stuck around. So they have flying reindeer, which is funny. This is one of the modded factions. They've got flying reindeer. Although I don't think their wagons fly. This is a really fast-moving wagon, though. Christ. Look at the speed at which this moves. These polar elves. So these guys allegedly don't care about wood usage as much. So let's find out. Let's see what they brought us. But we're gonna sell them crafts. I'd swear I made more crafts than that. Apparently not. All right. All right, well, built a couple more of those. Smelt some gold ore. Man, that is a lot of elves. Brought muskoxes. I'm real curious about what these guys brought. Turning true type off seems to have fixed it. Well, that's good. That seems like a net positive for everybody involved. Interesting. Well, let's bring gems. Plenty of gems I can sell. You wish you would show off that prototype more? I wish you'd give it to me so I can make a video about it. But, you know, that's the YouTuber in me talking. When did he show the prototype? He's never shown it, I don't think. He's just simply used it and talked about what it's capable of while... Where these people are? What? Oh, they're there. I was like, I don't see them, though. These are the goblins, correct? Yes. This is my home faction coming to trade. But yeah, he's never publicly shown it to anybody, but he has used it during multiple DF talks. Multiple episodes of DF Talk, he's used it and talked about it. Another thing I can sell is mechs. I've got a bunch of claystone mechanisms that I'm not currently using. Is make an ultra grimdark, ultra magic world, and then realize that your tile set makes the game crash. that's how that's gonna go. I'm not going like I always say whenever the subject of the magic update comes out. I'm not going to predict what I'm gonna do because I'm trying my best to keep expectations level, you know. And it's one of those things where your imagination can run off with you and lose you. And you can get lost behind your imagination, and then you'll be disappointed. So don't overhype yourself. And I kind of have a weird suspicion that the Magic Update is going to be one of the most overhyped and biggest disappointments for a lot of people. So take it one update at a time and don't get overexcited. And I can tell that a lot of people are way too overexcited. I'm almost more excited for the martial arts stuff for adventure mode. And there's a lot of stuff that I'm more excited about. Heck, where are you? There you are. All right, you are apparently going back to whence you came, so I guess we can go down here and work on our lesser Krampuses. Well, not quite. Not quite. We got some more stuff that we got to do first. We're making charcoal. Okay. We haven't smelted any gold ore yet. Make a small stone stockpile here. And this one is just going to be for metal ores, specifically gold ore. Gold nuggets. That's it, yep. Yep. And use maximum wheelbarrows. The next area I need to go down to is down to here. Because I have to seal these off. Oh, wow. Keep digging, boys. Holiday Fort indeed, Hydro Wheel. No, it's not a command. I don't have a playlist for it yet. Can't make commands until I have a playlist. Long Death has a playlist, so it has a command, but yes, we are building a holiday mod Goblin Fort. Considering we have a lesser Krampus in our fort now, it gives you a pretty good idea of what kind of holiday it's gonna be. This is the stream where I build a Goblin Fort and complain about Stalker having NFTs. That's what this is. But also in regards to magic stuff, I do kind of agree, Tygo. I prefer the low magic aesthetic too. Low magic is actually really cool. Where it's like magic is more like, is it magic or is it just weird science? You know? I kind of like that stuff. That stuff's fun. I feel like magic itself is going to be in the balancing phase for an incredibly long time. I feel like so too. Yeah, I don't think that... I think that people really need to level their expectations for the magic update. And my fear... And, you know, I say this every so often, but I actually don't think that, you know, Tarn Adams and Peter Molyneux or Tarn Adams and even somebody like... whatever his name is, the guy who makes who's making Star Citizen. Can never remember his name, but like he's not too dissimilar from those people in a lot of ways. As he has really cool ideas and promises to complete them. And I think that when it comes to any sort of very large game that has a lot of promises being made, like, level your expectations, because like you're prepping yourself for disappointment, basically, when you get overly excited. All right, still waiting for my gubbin to come and trade. There he is. Perfect. So they brought some metals. Not a lot. Some aluminum, some silver. Brought a ram. They brought a polar bear. Ooh. Flying reindeer. Yak bull. Bunch of barley wine barrels. Buy some barley wine. Why not? It's like trading with dwarves, but more elfy dwarves. Need to give them more profits if I actually want to buy more things. What the heck is a Yule log? I mean, like, I know what a Yule log is, but what does it do in this mod? Because I kind of have no idea. Let's trade. None of this stuff's particularly valuable. I don't know. Copper yo-yo. I'm gonna buy a yo-yo. It's too funny to not. It's a bashing weapon. So it's like a maul, then? Well, I mean, I know what a Yule log actually is. I'm asking what it does mechanically in this mod. But thanks for not answering the correct question, Verbose. How are you? Good to see you. I'm in a mood today. By that I mean kind of a bad one. But I'm doing what we can. Well, I know it's a weapon, because I've seen people equipped with them. So I figured I'd ask the mod's creator what it does. So it's like, thing I don't know, thing you also don't know. Ask question about thing I don't know, and then you answer question for thing that you also don't know in speculation. Still wrong. Doesn't matter. Nothing has changed. All right. Now that we've done that. Gold. Goblet. My mayor, or my lesser Krampus is real upset about my lack of agreeableness. That'll be your office there. They need to give the lesser Krampus stuff. Also have a lot of doors that need to be made. Well, at least we got some metal industry up and running now. It's pretty mild, but it is some metal industry. Chat, we're pretty fucking lurky. Could I get a round of beers? I don't know what's going on the last 3 days. Well, 2 days, really. But, that's been painfully quiet. Clearly, it's everybody's too infatuated with the news of Stalker 2's NFTs. But nobody wants to talk. Your top emotes are beer and pog. Well, I mean, I understand why. Also, hello, Lump. Come on, chat. There's more of you lurking than I think. You're busy? How dare you have a life? And people pester me all year to do a different playthrough of DF. And doing that. And it's the 2 quietest streams I've done this month. Just makes me kind of sad. Mino showed up in spam, Joe. So. There is that. Remember, guys, quiet chat hurts stream. Santa for mayor. I actually troll for mayor, but troll for lesser Krampus. New D? What's new D? Taylor? I mean, we already have a troll. Lesser Krampus for major Krampus. Yeah. I like where this is coming from. Oh, new Expanse season? I watched the one episode, yeah. It's a solid start. There you go. We got a decent office. I was expecting that to be a D's Nuts joke, but I also kind of figured it was a typo. I like how you make silly assumptions that aren't funny after the answer has come out. Like, you're delayed to a point where you make a terrible joke, but you make it after the joke would have been funny. So it's like, Taylor asks if you've been watching the new D, and then you have like 40 seconds to respond with, "Is that a new D's Nuts joke?" And then, but you type it in after Taylor wrote new Expanse season. It's like, it's like some barrel-aged wine, that. Finally aged bad joke. I don't know about that. I don't know. I've never found D's Nuts jokes particularly funny, unless it's literally someone just saying, "Hey, suck my dick." I know you have a delay. I just still think it's funny, though. Am I not allowed to comment on something I think is funny? And also, that's on you for having a delay. We love Crypt Peak so much. Like, nobody uses it. So I'm glad you like it. One of the least used emotes I have. You're 4 episodes into season 5. Well, good luck.
Woo!
I mean, there's only 1 episode of season 5. There is that. Actually, I don't need that many farmers workshops. I didn't realize I'd built the 4 yesterday. So instead, we're gonna get rid of these 4. Let's make them all craftsdwarf shops. Craftsman shops. It's gonna take a while to unwrap my brain out of that one. Alright, there we go. I just think it's funny for both, that's all. Like, I'm not mad at you for making a silly joke late. I just think it's funny that you make the silly joke late. Also, there's a new command. Exclamation point racing. Lump. Neil, thanks for the host. Cheers. First host of the day. Big thanks, man.
Toto? Yes. It's called a motor race, okay? We went to car racing.
They went car racing. Because it's a motor race. Ooh. One of my engravers have given birth to a girl. Would you look at that? How adorable. There we go. Now we have drink in the fort. Even better. What? Oh. Well, that's not optimal. The were-giraffe, or a were-giraffe, rather. The were-giraffe Anzensi Lanamama, Nakarna Nako is fighting. Which is/was over here somewhere, unless it's you. I'm just seeing blood appearing, and I don't see this supposed were-giraffe. Where is this were-giraffe? Is that an invisible? So hold on a second. Is that an invisible were-giraffe that we're not aware of, so I can't see it, but I'm seeing the combat logs? Because it looks like this dude's just fighting with nothing. Literally was and did. Meaning there's a were-giraffe down here that I can't see. Heh. Well, let's leave the game on pause for a second. Pause it again. Check this. Yeah, there's a were-giraffe on the map that I can't see. That killed somebody. This little goblin down here. But there's a bunch of free shit on him, so we should grab that. But the actual concern is now, is it in my fort already? I mean, I think I would see it. Well, it's no longer a full moon, so I assume it left. Well then, it was a polar elf. So the polar elves have a were-giraffe problem. Maybe it's a gremlin who became a were-giraffe? Can gremlins be a were-creature? If that's the thing they can be, I didn't know that. I need a statue radar? Yeah, I think I do, actually. I wasn't, like, too worried, but... I need tempting statues for creatures to knock over. What I need. All right, let's do that. Just throw some statues out. Well, like I said, though, we got some free military gear, which is pretty cool. So, I'm not going to complain about that. Oh. Well, that's exciting. The Etten Time Ulthisolol Mebastkust has come. A giant humanoid monster with 2 heads. Is what that is. It is naked. So, I don't have any military currently. So I guess what we should do is go down here, add a burrow, and lock them inside. And pull the lever. Gob. Hopefully it works. I haven't tested it. Oh, well, okay. Good thing, old guy made it in, and the Etten didn't. Yay! Let's see what the Etten does. I'm gonna turn this off. It's running around beating up coyotes from the looks of things. That was almost a disaster for that guy. I would have been totally fine if it squished him. I'm not gonna lie. I think that would have been hilarious. All right, I'm gonna quickly take a leak. You guys watch the set and run. You guys watch the set and run around, and then we'll figure out how we're gonna deal with this.
Sandwich! Tea Earl Grey, hot.
All right, well, it seems to be kind of uninterested in doing much of value, so I suppose what we should do is just jump inside over here and place an armor stand, which I've been meaning to do for a while. I did make them, and we're going to get those gubbins training. Don't know what kind of weapons we have. I'm sure we got something. But it'll be an opportunity for us to finish some stuff until we get another round of migrants. How many goblins do we have right now? 59. 67 total. So less hands can get to work and start training. Let's find some other goblins that would be good meat shields. I mean, Military gubbins. Military gubbins. Ooh, you have a new romance. Easily develop positive feelings. He finds that this can... Seeing if you like the military is often lustful. We'll leave you out of the military. You can just be a goblin. He's ruled by irresistible cravings and urges. He'll do fine. And then we'll also need Troll Squad. There's socks. Well. Can I make... Oh, I can't make a new squad. Alright, so I'll just... Oh, never mind. I guess I can't add trolls to squads. I guess maybe do they need to be assigned? Maybe they need to be assigned. Yeah, 11 minutes ago. I started investments a while ago. I mean, chat, like I said, chat's been really slow the past 3 days, so. Like, I started streaming or late yesterday, or ended streaming early yesterday because chat was quiet. So, which is, like, fine. It happens sometimes. I don't mind taking extra days off, but it's just kind of that time of year, I guess. Everyone has holiday brain, I suppose. Although that's scary to me because, like, I'm watching the way the world is right now and people are, like, going back to normal. And that scares me. How was Jupiter Hell? New patch came out. Yeah, it was fun. Good to play. I need to play some more of that. Nothing like a good brawl. Often is filled with joy and likes to seek out stressful and dangerous situations. Well, you can join the military then. You're a doctor, apparently. You're unfriendly and disagreeable and incredibly brave. So, I don't know. Like, I'm still being very careful. I kind of feel like a lot of people aren't. Like, I'm happy that my little sister is coming to visit, but I'm worried about the fact that my little sister is coming to visit. She's getting on a plane and flying across Canada. There's kind of a possibility that, maybe, maybe she will need to, what's the word I'm looking for here? Maybe she will need to, like, she might end up having to stay here if things get worse, which is not optimal. Right, what are you wearing? What are you wielding? You're wielding a battle axe, all right. They're basically not using any weapons. Can't make any weapons out of gold, can I? Like, I can't make a gold whip or something, no. So we have no materials that can be made into weapons right now. Quite literally none. So that's not great. That's not all awesome and candy bars. Can confirm. There's giant wrens out here? Jeez. Well, I guess what we'll need to do is just kind of let them train a little bit. A peasant here. Often feel filled with joy. Likes to brawl. Are you brave? Most of these guys are just, like, great for the military. Just looking at them, it's like, yeah, you've killed 5 humans in your life. You'll be fine. Earn the less hands. Join combat training. Incredibly calm. Also brave. I think that's what we're gonna work with. So yeah, everybody's got holiday brain, but I don't know. It's got me weird. I'm weirdly nervous about the world currently. I mean, maybe I shouldn't be, but kind of am. All right. Work animals. Oh, I can't assign roles as work animals. I'm going to war train 2 of my raven deer, which are my metal deer. I'm going to assign those to my squad leader. You are Mondo afraid of things these days? I haven't heard Mondo since the last time I heard someone reference Mondo cool. Yeah, I tend to agree with that, though. No access to bed. I not have... Legit, like, the only... I'm pretty sure that the only... Yeah, that's the only carpenter shop I have, eh? Yep, that totally is. Alright, well, let's remove both of those. Once we can get out there. How good of axe gubbin are you? Or competent axeman? Oh boy. We might have to just fight with this. The Forgotten Beast, Omethifepi has come. A giant 3-eyed tiger beetle. It has large mandibles and a gaunt appearance. Its pale blue exoskeleton is sleek and smooth. Beware its webs. That could probably just come straight in through my well, which I kind of was set up for, but let's see if it does. Let's watch it. And before that, this just kills the whole fort. Because, like, my well, which is down here, is blocked by a fortification. Okay, it's only 6 of 7. As long as it stays 6 of 7 and not 7 of 7, it can't get through. All right, so I think what we need to do is we need to dig deeper. We need to dig deeper. The reason we need to dig deeper is so that we can hopefully find more metals and make some weapons for us. No, it won't, unless it's not a full fortification. It's only 6 of 7, so... Yeah, I didn't have time to make bars, and I didn't have any metals when I made that, so... But, you know, I also like to leave holes in my defenses, because if you make an impenetrable defense, where's the fun in that? Like, come on. Let's be honest here. Like, if you make a completely 100% clean defense in DF, there's, like, the game becomes very boring very quickly, so... I kind of willingly did that, knowing that if a Forgotten Beast shows up, it could theoretically be a threat. But set it up so that it blocks the majority of threats, you know? So, but if you watch my forts often, even in Long Death, I do that. Notice how Long Death is a giant pit fort, leaving the possibility for death at any moment. Because that is fun. Some surprises from the well? I've lost some, but not in a long time. I think we'll be okay, though. That Forgotten Beast is freaky, though. There's also the Etten on the surface. Although the Forgotten Beast did just kind of run away, so there's that. Yeah. Titan is pretty weak. I feel like if it runs up into the fort, they'll just beat it to death eventually. So I'm not too worried. But chat room, just thank you very much to everybody who's hanging out and watching the stream, you know? Like, I don't want to go after people too heavily for, you know, having the audacity to enjoy the freaking holiday, but I am still kind of worried about people. I'm kind of worried about people. Although, kind of funny thing happened yesterday. So last night I went over to my parents' house to do some work for them. And while I was over there, my dad followed up with that question that he emailed me about the other day, which some of you may have been here for, about his internet. He's like, yeah, why is my internet so slow? Yada, yada, yada. He's going on about it. I'm like, I have a theory, Dad, about why you're getting about 5 up and 5 down, and your internet refuses to speed up. And he goes, oh, why? I'm like, well, let me test my theory, right? Because they're paying for internet 50, so they're paying for 50 up, 20 or 25 up, or yeah, 25 up and 50 down is what they're paying for, with no data caps. And I pulled up my phone, connected to their Wi-Fi, and did a speed test. And I got pretty much that on my phone's Wi-Fi. And some of you may have heard of this product. Let's see if I can find a picture of it. This thing. I don't know if they still sell these, but this thing. This is something that my dad bought in like 2006. I swear, it was like the mid 2000s. And it was a Alpha Shield firewall. So you plug your modem into this thing and then this thing into your computer. And I asked him, like, what do you think the speed is on that thing? They're still using it. He goes, oh, well, I mean, that's my firewall. I need that. I'm like, guarantee you that's throttling your speed. Speed is 6. The speed is 1. And he just kind of looks at it, and he just kind of laughed to himself. He's like, I'm like, fucking throw that thing in a trash compactor, because, like, quite literally, it's doing nothing to actually help you. So, that's kind of funny. Because it won't look good? My parents have plenty of cables. It's the Wi-Fi that they don't like. But it's just so funny because, like, my dad's just like, I'm paying for this speed and it's not faster. I'm like, well, it's because you insist on using this stupid physical firewall thing that's not even necessary. Like, we live in an era now where, like, you barely even need antivirus, let alone, like, a firewall like that. Like, it was always redundant technology that my dad had ages ago. I firmly believe that shit was a scam. Beer for helping my parents with tech stuff. I mean, is it really helping? My parents are definitely using Windows 7, but sure. My parents are not the sort of people to use Linux. You have some friends like that, really attached to old computer stuff? My dad still keeps, like, Windows 98 disks. Well, see, here's the thing, right? They have a modem, which puts out Wi-Fi, right? So they have a modem that has Wi-Fi. Then, okay, elks are fighting with the end. Alongside of the modem, they also have this thing that the modem plugs into, which is their Alpha Shield, which then plugs into their computer. So the only thing getting throttled on their internet speed is their computer. Their Netflix is connected to Wi-Fi. So their Netflix on their TV wouldn't have that problem. Right? Yeah, most of that tech is in modems. Yeah, exactly. Firewall abomination computer. Yes. Also, I'm pretty sure they're using Cat 1 cables. And, like, Like, I'm using Cat 6. So I was just like, I'll bring a Cat 5 cable over and just give it to you. Wait, what? You know what's confusing is capital E fighting an E. I thought it was fighting with a troll for a second there, but it's not. Why would they assume it was the old firewall? They would just assume the internet was bad. Which is, from what I can tell, what they assume. They just assume that the internet is not functioning. They blame the internet. They're like, oh, well, the internet's not working properly. It's like, well, yes, but it's why the internet isn't working properly that's your fault. I mean, my dad noticed that the internet wasn't working properly, which is why he asked me why his internet was, or actually what he asked me was, how fast is, he sent me an email asking just kind of blunt, how fast is your internet? And I told him, 1,500 up, 1,500 down. And he asked me how much I'm paying, and I told him. And then he goes, well, I'm getting 5 up and 5 down, and I'm paying this much. Sitting there going like, it's probably your old fucking firewall that you've insisted on using for years. Cat 5 cable stocking stuffers. Maybe I should just buy my parents some Cat 5 cables for Christmas. It's 1,500 up, down, but it's not a direct line, it's cable, so it's actually closer to about 1,000 down, 800 up usually, but like, and I'll swap over to a direct line fiber as soon as it's available, but like the way my ISP kind of talks about fiber is kind of funny. They're like, fiber is not good enough in Canada for it to be worth getting, which is the reality. Like most fiber cables in Canada are like, oh yeah, well you can get like 50 up, 50 down stable, but it's not that fast, right? So their response is like, we'll switch to fiber when the lines are there, but until then we'll just give you the most possible internet through these cables that we can. Even though it's shared, it's like, well, I've never had, the only time I've had problems is when half of the city is flooded, which is pretty good. My stove light was on and it was bothering me. So yeah, no, that's that's where that's at. It's just kind of funny to me. Wait, what is sparring? A dwarf hair earring, eh? Oh boy. All right, well. There's our Etten friend. I'll bet you they can fight with it. Let's try fighting the Etten, because I do kind of need to open the door, so. I'm going to lock the goblins in the burrow. We're going to go to the tip of the star and do this. Finding Burrito. Good luck with Burrito. Would, of course, have helped if I had unmuted the game a little sooner. So here comes the military. We're going to be following, wait, what? The militia commander. Zoom. Actually, kind of a long way. Noom. Noom. Now, where is our Etten friend? Most of them are unarmed. Some of them are armed. Here comes our Etten. With macaroni-style hair. Oh, God. Well, they run in. The fight begins. The tussle begins. Got a goblin getting punched already. Well, they seem to just be missing a whole bunch, which is what needs to happen. The maceman punches the Etten in the right upper leg with his right hand, bruising the skin, so he bruised it. The fight continues, and the goblins seem to be doing a pretty fine job of dodging it. Ooh, someone got hit. Something got hit. The Etten gouges the maceman's right eyelid with the Etten's left hand. The skull splits in gore. A tendon in the skull has been torn. I think I should make a hospital. Going to go out on a limb here and say I think I should do that. You know what I'm saying? Let's just make a hospital there for right now, real quick, and put a coffer in there and some beds as soon as they're available, because we're gonna need them. The fight continues. And punches somebody else. It does look like they are bruising it and beating it and hitting it. The axeman misses. Oh. The militia commander hacks at the Etten in the upper right arm with his battle axe, tearing the fat. Good. We are damaging it. Whoop, they keep fighting. I don't see any dead goblins yet. They're still fighting. That's a lot of blood. So they kind of have him on the ground now, and they're just like wailing on him. Outpost liaison punches the Etten. Hey, the outpost liaison's helping. The upper body with his right hand bruising the fat. Shout out to the outpost liaison. The swordsman kicks the Etten in the third finger with his left foot, tearing the skin and bruising the muscle. That's a lot of blood. A lot of goblin blood. They've still got it on the ground, and it's dead. We seem to have lost a single goblin. Who did we lose? Hopefully nobody with a name. We lost Animal. Rest in peace, Animal. You lived too short, but you shan't be missed. As well as somebody else who wasn't named. You died in glory. You died in battle. You died as a goblin. I'm gonna need some coffins, I think. And I'm gonna go up here and just be like, yo! That's the wrong button. That's the button I'm gonna be like, and I'm gonna be like, yo, need some refuse. Refuse and... Why am I blanking? Corpses. Have I made victim patients yet? No, you're not a victim yet, Stormcast. You're still okay. Now you're asking me to make shields. I have no materials to make shields. All right, let's keep digging. Gonna dig as deep as I can go, I think. But welcome back, Stormcast. I'm just hoping that we find something of use. Digging down this far is so far not so good. So far, not so good. Especially considering he's just like, you gotta do that. We dig down and dig down and dig down and dig down. I love how they keep canceling brew drink because we don't have enough food storage item. Like legit, I just don't have enough rock pots. We'll wait until they make some more. I'm just kind of hoping that we Find the other cavern layers or something. Find some more metal. I really need some metal. Lots of amethysts. No metal, though. So I've got this Lesser Krampus who is demanding that I make all kinds of fun shit. Well, we found we found that. He's like, yo, make goblets. All right, I can do that out of gold, which is the only metal I have. And now he's like, yo, make shields. And I'm like, I don't... What do I even have? Got 4 iron bars, okay. I guess I could make some hammers. Actually, hold up. 2 iron whips. 2 silver whips. Do wooden shields count? Yes, but they suck. Guess that's what we need to make, yeah? Just to stop them from executing the gubbins. Guess they're better than nothing. Suppose they're better than nothing. Put 2 coffers in here. They have somewhere to put that stuff. Some migrants have arrived. Well, excellent. You're a Gelder. You're deliberately cruel to those unfortunate enough to be subject to your sadism. And you're very happy and optimistic, and you actively avoid stressful or exciting situations. You know what? Actively avoid this. Crafting and masterwork has no confidence in at all. Well, we need metalsmiths. You're just a peasant. Seek out exciting and adventurous situations. Well, you can be the last military member for that squad. Dropped a crown? Carrying a crown. More importantly, why would you drop it? There's nowhere for them to fish. No reason to have fishery. I got more polar bears. Excellent. More masterwork dreams. You're a cheesemaker. I all have irresistible cravings. He is unfriendly and disagreeable and prone to hatreds and has a strong sense of duty. Well, that's such a cheesy thing to say. I guess you're going to have to be the Strifeful Wills militia commander. Ooh, a surgeon. Holy shit. A lot of these guys just have so many kills. This one has a legendary kill. He killed the human sacred butcher named Soul in the year 440, as well as 5 elves, 5 humans, and 5 frost goblins. He's killed 5 of his own, even. You must be a surgeon. But yeah, for me, when it comes to wooden shields, it's like, it feels redundant because I want to make something that I want to use, and I don't like producing things that I'm not going to use for anything. So now it's like, I just have to try and keep my military from equipping these shields that I have to make. Your own issues with constant demands? I'm fine with constant demands as long as I have the ability to complete them. If I don't have the ability to complete them, then they need to go on a long walk. Ooh. Unfortunately, this Forgotten Beast isn't made out of, you know, snow. But, you know, it did kind of run off. Love the little Forgotten Beast doodle. Love the little Forgotten Beast doodle. By person on Discord. Another surgeon. You have no kills, though. Are you even a real surgeon? You know, I wonder, actually, with that surgeon, I wonder if those were kills or if those were just failed surgery attempts. Will not be forgotten. That Forgotten Beast? That Forgotten Beast was already forgotten until I saw that art. I'm going to be honest. You have a husband and a lover. Well, I wonder why you left. Husband who's killed 5 humans. They've all killed 5 humans. It's like, how many humans have you killed? 5. Always 5. Really looks on others with lust. Never passes up a fist fight. Always unfriendly and disagreeable. Envious of others. Prefers to present himself modestly. Likes a little excitement now and again. Doesn't have a sense of humor. Never forms emotional bonds with anyone. Nope. Well, at least we've made an iron whip. What are we up to? 71? Good, good. Slaughter that. We've got more animals that we need to sort. 5 humans is the quota to be considered gubbin. Anything less than that, you're not considered gubbin. I had someone on YouTube comments say that they love the way I say dragon. This is specifically in the Conquest of Elysium VODs. I call them Durgans. People like the way I say dragon, and they also like the way I say gubbin. But I'm saying goblin. I think it's kind of funny. Like, well, it is literally just like an acceptance of my laziness, so. You know, they don't seem too bothered about sleeping in giant barracks, so I think that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put a sleeping area up there. This is going to be the Lesser Krampus's dining room. Or dining hall. You can have a bed over here. 2 armor stands. 2 of these. And 2 of these. You've been struggling to make your dwarves notice. You want a smelter set up to 80 plus dwarves. Several with duty enabled. Both masonry and a furnace operator. What do you mean? Having trouble with getting your dwarves to notice? Notice what exactly, Orion? Like your orders or something else? There we go. We forged some silver whips. Still not sure where that Forgotten Beast ran off to. He ran off to somewhere, that's for sure. God knows where. Oh, they won't build it? You need architecture to build it. You need architecture and you need smelting. So if you don't have an architect, just like a bridge, they won't build it. So you need somebody with the architecture job. Which is like terribly poorly explained. So it's not that they don't notice, it's they literally will not build it. They cannot and will not build it. Also, speaking of Forgotten Beasts, this Forgotten Beast has a route into the base right there. And also has not taken it, so I'm not too worried. Currently. It does, yeah, but you put that on? Yeah, because that's probably what you need. I mean, if you hit Q and you examine them, it'll say what they need, right? But you'll also need like metal crafters allowed, because you need like a metal smith's job enabled. Basically like a metal crafter enabled to make the forge. Like, I think you need a total of 3. You need masons, you need a metal worker, and you need architects. And then they also need to be free. So if you have a bunch of masons around that are super busy building other things out of like stone, then they will prioritize building new buildings way below working. What they will finish the crafting that they are doing and all of those jobs before they build new buildings. Was near the top of the problem-solving list? Well, trust me, it's not a they haven't noticed thing. They've noticed. They just don't care. That's usually the reality. Is that they've noticed, they just don't care, probably. The plant there. What's that? Bilberry. Yeah. And then this gets given to the lesser Krampus. Decent quarters, decent office. Give you a line engravings. I was gonna say I do, Tygo, but like, because these here all have are all just open pastures. Speaking of, yay! I have some trained animals. We're gonna give you those 2 raven deers. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. But I've definitely had that problem before too, where like something just won't get constructed and I can't figure out why. And then usually when I figure out why, I just like slap myself in the face going, I'm dumb. Did you die yet? No. No, you didn't. We did have 2 deaths. But not you. Yeah, there you are, Formar. You are currently making rock crafts. But you're bored after being unable to fight. So you know what? Might actually just put you in the military. That I'm building now. Because we need more help. And then we can let you die. But we are building a military because, god damn it, we need it. We are teaching them how to use whips. We are trying to make some whips. It's so bright it hurts to look at. What, with like white background instead of like, yeah, I've seen stuff like that. There's a particularly good one that I'm quite fond of. That makes it look like paper, or tries to make it look like paper. So like the background is like beige. Looks neat. There they go. Those poor coffin gobs. Want that stuff to get claimed and put away. Here comes the other one that died. Alright, so. Let's milk animals. Here, animal. Cheer, animal. Spin thread. Okay. Well, there's nothing to can't spin thread until we've sheared. Because I do have a bunch of sheep and stuff. Well, maybe not a bunch, but a couple sheep. Not with solid colors. Textures, yeah. When it comes to like paper and making things look like they're made of paper, if you have like a good constant texture, it often looks really nice. But if you don't have a constant texture, it doesn't look particularly nice. So I would say that it would probably look very ugly, actually, would be my immediate take. Also, I just realized. Cool. Those are set to not cook. And don't cook palm pellets. Particularly with Lonesome is that they usually look really dull. I don't think Lonesome looks dull. I think Lonesome looks quite nice personally, but... But maybe that's just me. All right, well, we need to keep digging. We dug through and found the first one, and then we dug all the way down to here. Which proves that somewhere along these lines, we missed something. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to dig over to here. And we're going to dig down again, but over here. The inverted colors or just the kind of dull look? I mean, just remember, like, just because you have a tile set doesn't, like, unless it's a graphical tile set, you don't need to use the default colors for it. You can use any color scheme. Or even make a new one, like I did with this one. Takes a little bit of time sometimes, but... Also had stone engraving, and they were just smoothing stone. Smoothing stone is, like, one of the most demanding jobs in the game. Like, for some reason, dwarves and workers in general in this game prioritize it above every other task. So it's like, if you ever want things to actually get done, take off stone engraving or suspend stone engraving, or make stone engraving like a really low priority, because they will do stone engraving before anything else. They will smooth stone before anything, and I never fully understood why it's such a high priority, but it is. Swap out blue for purple in yours because purple oceans look cool. I mean, fair enough. Then there's me. I changed vomit to blue because I was tired of staring at brown, so, you know. Very curious about something. So, you guys know I was talking about the Stalker 2 shenanigans earlier today, right? We should be following a goblin who is carving stairs. This is a page I'm going to be watching over the next week. because this has a list of how wish listed the game is, which is right now it's number 9 in overall wish lists. And this is the number of followers that the game has. Now, this is about 12-hour delayed. So I'm curious if there's a drop post NFT announcement. Because there's currently 100,000 people following, which is about the same number of people that are following Dwarf Fortress, oddly enough. Really curious to see what that turns into. And look at that. We found a cavern deep underground. So, which conveniently enough looks like we can just dig right through. Nope, we can't. Well, that's unfortunate. Although, fortunately, we now know where the cavern is. Meaning I can go over here and run all the way down to here. I'm curious about how much we missed it. How much did we miss it by? It's pretty large margin, actually. All right, I'm not seeing any metals here. Let's just jump back up to that crafting area. And cancel that one because I don't really want to make it out of wood. There you go. Make them out of claystone. Also, speaking of, Dwarf Fortress is almost at 100,000 followers on Steam, so that's kind of neat. They actually received a bump in followers shortly after Meth left, which I think is kind of interesting, by about 2,000. That's neat. Just, I don't know, man. All right. It's like they almost immediately made those shields. And you need a weapon rack. Make 20 rock weapon racks. I'm just so completely infatuated by the shenanigans going on over at Stalker 2. It's just kind of incredible seeing crappy business decisions based on what's in vogue get kind of shut down by a community. It's fascinating to see that. A bit? Like, which subreddit are you looking at, Tygo? Let's make 2 more. I think that they require 2, so let's try and make 2 more bronze whip. Bronze whips. Like the Neopets. See, the thing is, nobody gives a shit about Neopets. Like, and nobody's given a shit about Neopets in a long time. But yeah, I don't disagree. /r Stalker? Because, like, the 2 that I've been looking at are /r Games. And I've also been kind of watching /r Stalker. All of my favorite comments are the ones that are like, well, I guess it's time to donate money to Stalker Anomaly and get Stalker 2 from Sweden. This is a pretty good meme, by the way. Well, on Stalker 2 getting NFTs, so lets you become a metahuman. Yep. Stalker memes. Welcome back from your nap with the dog. I'm posting that in our memes room. Give food. No food available. Uh-oh, we need meat. Let's, slaughter what we can. Yeah, did something that Team Fortress did 10 years ago, something that Roblox did decades ago, something that Steam's been doing for a while, actively. You know, all that stuff. That's the one that I wanted to put back there that I accidentally moved. All right. But I hope you had a good nap, Spooky. I hope that you had a good nap. Or how you like being a recruit. Or after being unable to fight. You're holding a golden goblet. Well, kind of not surprised. Let's just move all these in here. Dog was warm. Dogs are good hot water bottles, can confirm. But, you know, as much crap as I want to talk about the NFT thing, it's just, I know in my heart that they're going to make a lot of money off of it, and that kind of just sucks. It just sucks. That's just kind of it. Probably would be a solid blunt force trauma weapon. A golden goblet. Yeah, just clock a dude over the head with that. Good luck surviving. Sheesh. All right, so we need... Chat, how should we do beds in this fort? Everybody sleeps in one big room? Or do people actually get bedrooms? Because I think goblins are lucky if they even get beds. So... I think we're going to do everybody sleeps in one big room. Bunk beds? God, I wish I could do bunk beds. Of course goblins get bunk beds. Of course the lesser Krampus has his own room, naturally. Make 50 more. There's going to be a swarm of goblins carrying beds in a second coming flying up here. I don't think I can give the expedition leader their own bedroom. Also, there's no longer an expedition leader now that we have a lesser Krampus. They seem to have absolved the role of existence. So, yeah. Seems like they've absolved the role of existence. Which is kind of sad. That's interesting. Chief Treasurer from the humans have arrived. Wonder what kind of information they're coming to bring us. I'm assuming they're also about to show up to trade with us, but... suppose we'll find out now, won't we? Heracles used a wooden or maybe plated wooden club. Wooden clubs are effective weapons in reality. In video game, not so much. Quazzo says on behalf of the Merchants Guild, let me extend my greetings to your people. There is much to discuss. Frost Goblins, we've updated your maps. What requests do you have of the merchants? Well, you haven't sent any merchants yet, but if you want to send us iron anvils and literally any metal. That's not gold, because apparently we have a bajillions of that. Bronze, brass, iron, platinum even, rose gold. Let's discuss what they want. Want flails, figurines, water skins, pearl ash, quivers, and backpacks, and ammunition, and splints, and rings, and anvils, and large gems. They bid farewell to us and our stout goblins. Check the news. Whoa! Well, we found, we now have knowledge of all the wars going on. Courtesy of the humans. Everybody seems to be well, there seems to be a lot of refugees up here. But the humans seem to be pretty mercilessly marching on the goblins in here. They're not our kind, but they are still goblins. Yeah, the humans seem to just be invading all of the goblins. Anything going on over here? Seems like the Frost Goblin stronghold is just kind of chilling. No knowledge of what's going on up north, though. Yeah. But for this landmass, literally chilling, yeah. So what I'm thinking we do is we bring us into this war. The question is, who do we side with? Do we side with the goblins? Or do we side with the humans and dwarves? Because I think we go after the... I kind of want to just go after... I don't know. We'll have to figure that out, I suppose. Posed a ban on exports. Shields? Well, that's fine. We can do that. Oh, yeah, they did send traders. I totally didn't see that. Time to bring a bunch of crafts. Means they should come flying out here. I also need to brew some more drink. So, Chad, are we all ready for the holidays out there? What do you still have left to do? My little sister has informed me that she's just gonna give gift cards for Christmas, which makes suddenly my need for to give my sisters presents for Christmas has gotten a lot easier, knowing that at least one of them is just like, yeah, fuck it. So I think I've decided on all my Christmas shopping, and I've actually scheduled both of them. I have a scheduled Steam gift of The Forgotten City to my older sister, and I'm giving my little sister a copy of Unpacking. So, and now I just need to figure out my little sister's boyfriend. Although I know for a fact he just plays, like, StarCraft and League of Legends, so I could just give him, like, Riot money. That would be easy. Need to gift cards and an ice counter. ice cube maker. Another thing that I like to do is I like to there's this novelty shop, which sells novelty gifts, but in general it's kind of shit. Sort of like a classier Spencer's Gifts if you've ever been in one of those. But they have this whole section of cast iron puzzles. And they're those pretty standard, like you have to take them apart, like they're in 2 or 3, maybe 4 pieces. It'll have a bunch of rings and some chains and things. A migrant has arrived. A single migrant. Because we've hit the population cap, I think. Yep. Let's just put you in the military. Make our lives easy. I'll trust you. You're an engineer. So join the military. So I usually buy a couple of those, and I don't give them to anybody in particular. I just kind of wrap them and then give one to every member of the family, and then we spend the evening like taking them apart. So it kind of becomes like this fun, almost cooperative experience of like, yo, let's put these puzzles together or take these puzzles apart. And I really enjoy that. So probably gonna try and do that if I can get out there. But aside from that, like, is it too late for me to like buy some Christmas lights and put them up? Because like half my neighbors have Christmas lights up now, and I'm like debating on whether or not I want some Christmas lights on my porch. You hope a turntable arrives before the year. Your old brother has a 200 plus record collection. Ooh, did you order a turntable for your brother? Not too late. I was assuming it's not like the 26th. It's not too late then, yeah. I'm kind of tempted to just like skip over to Canadian Tire and just buy some of that. LP60 USB? Gotcha. If you got it from Amazon, you'll probably be fine. I don't know where you bought it from, but those are a very readily available table. It's not like you got a like a U-turn or Orbit or something where they make them to order. Though those are pretty mass produced. So yeah, they're nice enough and not too expensive. Yeah, yeah. Always more time to use it next year. My actual problem is like I can't buy a lot of Christmas decorations because I have to store them, and I live in a very small apartment. So probably what I'll do is just get like a single string of lights and just hang them up on the inside of my apartment, just on the window. Probably what I'll do. Nice and easy. Sci-Fi broke 10 years ago, and he can wait more. Yeah, totally. I definitely gave a gift to my dad one year. Human nail crown. God, you just gotta love goblins. I gave my dad a gift one year that was literally just we need a fortress cat. But I got my dad a gift one year that was a photo of the gift because it hadn't arrived yet. So that was kind of fun. If they have any nicer weapons. I mean, here, buy the Iron Shield. Happy birthday, Goffer. Chat, can I get a round of happy birthdays for not Goffer? I also don't have enough. Can't actually afford this shit, so. Nice. Any plans for your birthday, Goffer? Or is it just a chill day? A good idea to have a bunch in the closet? Just to hoard Christmas lights? Maybe. I don't know. I already have like LED lights all over my apartment, so. Because I'm not a huge fan of the super bright, oppressive light bulbs that this apartment is designed for. This is now a very large dormitory. You chilled all day and ate a fat burger and a lot of chicken nuggets. Now you proceed to chill more. My birthday, after I finished streaming last year, because I stream on my birthday, usually. After I finished streaming, I literally just went to the grocery store, bought a cupcake, and then came home and ate the cupcake, and then went to bed. That was my birthday this past year, and this next year will probably be pretty much the same, I would, if I had to guess. Investments are open if you want to invest your tickets, chat. But glad you're having a chill day. Cheers, man. I'm just trying desperately to not talk about only the fact that Stalker 2 has NFTs built around it. I'm trying to talk about other things. I'm not doing a very good job. For the new Spider-Man IMAX, I forgot that was coming out. Also, I need to look into how I'm going to watch The Matrix, because I want to watch The Matrix on Christmas Eve. Or Christmas Day, rather. Most likely. So I need to figure out how and where I can watch The Matrix. That or on Boxing Day. I'm not super picky. Whether or not I can reasonably get it on streaming, which I prefer to do. But if I can't, then I have to make do with what I get. What bars do we have right now? 2 iron, 2 silver. Not as many as I'd like. No, I did not watch any of Jack Reacher. That's a Tom Cruise joint, right? So, yeah, no, I've seen none of Jack Reacher. You know what? Fuck it. Let's just dig down into these caverns. Well, let's do up downstairs. Because this won't be too hard of an area to clear out. And build upon. We can send the military down here if scary things show up. Yeah, no, I'm not super, because that's a Clancyverse thing, right? I do my best to avoid Tom Clancy related material, if I'm not mistaken. So, no, I haven't seen any Jack Reacher stuff. Just because Tom Clancy kind of makes me feel ill. I'm not super big on like military and spy stuff these days. Why everybody likes Keanu Reeves? He's just very painfully Canadian. Like, legit. Like, he's just a stereotypically Canadian. Stereotypical Canadian to me, Keanu Reeves. But he's very calm and very sensible. Although my main reason for liking Keanu Reeves was is the Keanu Reeves floating hand. So some of you, or hopefully all of you guys, remember all of the Me Too stuff that happened at Hollywood? And when all of the Me Too stuff started happening at Hollywood, all of these photos of Keanu Reeves surfaced of him posing with fans and other actors. And if you look at literally every photo of him posing with fans and other actors, he does this. He doesn't touch anybody. He legit just like holds his hand like in the general vicinity, but like doesn't place hand on anyone, which is my baseline for being like, yeah, Keanu Reeves is a good dude. Like he never touches anyone. It's kind of incredible, actually, how consistent he is about that. Oh, aren't those both the same thing? Taylor, you're probably right. I'm definitely confusing with Jack Ryan and Jack Reacher. Stop naming characters Jack. Sorry to all the Jacks in the world. You make fun of the hover hand? I've legit been doing that for years. In regards to the hover hand comment, I've like whenever I've been at any convention ever, I refuse to hug people and I refuse to shake hands with people. Generally, unless like they've just washed their hands. But for me, it's like more of a germs thing. So I don't ever, whenever I go to conventions or events, I don't want to get sick. Everybody seems to be obsessed with getting sick immediately. Everybody's just like, yo, oh, hey, we're at a convention. Guys, let's make out, is generally how people seem to act at conventions. And I'm just like, yeah, stay away from me. So to me, it's like, yay, somebody else does that. When it's just like floating hand. I believe it. Yeah, I've seen clips from that interview. I haven't read the whole or watched the whole interview. But it does seem like an interesting interview, Twitch up. You will keep on fist bumping people even in the post-COVID world. I like it's actually kind of sad how much like touching people has fallen out of my habit structure now, because like people every now and again who I know well, like my mom will be like, can I have a hug? And I'll be like, oh right, yeah, we're allowed to do that. Like that's about where my brain's at with this stuff. Okay, so it seems to just be like a lot of gems down here, not much else. Kind of a disappointment. You intentionally roll around in public areas to gain that sweet, sweet bacteria to build up your immune systems? You mean like those people that hang on the get sick sofas? Or like you know those like fields of beanbags that they used to have at PAX? Where it's like, yo, it's just like 150 beanbag chairs just like in a big room where everybody just goes and passes the fuck out. Like I always looked at those and like, that seems like the best way to immediately like start projectile vomiting with some weird foreign disease. Yeah, the PAX Pox parties, yes. Although I will say, shout out to the person who runs the PAX Pox account on Twitter. It's a funny account. Because it says, get vaccinated, don't be like me. Shit like that. Well, this is kind of a neat area, but what I can do with it. Can, however, start getting silk. That's good. I mean, they'll be useful. I think the interesting part about artificial voicing isn't that they will be useful for video games, but I think that they will be useful for placeholders during script writing. I don't know how much I agree with the whole, yeah, we'll just gonna scout with a squad. I'm not sure how much I agree with the whole let's just digitize actors and get rid of actors. I don't think that replacing actors is necessarily a good way to go with anything. However, having more tools so that the actors don't need to be, you know, actively recording as frequently, I don't think is an issue. But you kind of need to make that distinction, you know? It's a really weird shaped cavern. I'm tempted to flood part of it, because I could do that in like 10 seconds. Let's flood part of the caverns for funsies. Yeah, I mean, it'll be useful for making procedurally generated dialogue for, as an example. Like, as somebody who loves proc gen in video games, I think that it'll certainly have its uses, and I think, like anything, it'll be a tool. But I just hope that people don't, you know, ruin it. There we go. Filling up this area down here with water. It just goes down to here. And over to here. But it's not even going to fill all the way up. It's just going to fill most of the way up. Although we could actually make it fill up more. You have to chill in another realm. You have a good time in another realm. For some reason, I feel like you're talking about that Final Fantasy realm, but I could be mistaken. If you're going to go play Final Fantasy, have a good time. If you're going to go do something else, you go do that. Cheers, Goffer. Thanks for swinging by. As always, lurks are appreciated if you're tuning out. You're not playing Final Fantasy? I don't know. When people say another realm, I always assume they're referring to Final Fantasy because of all the Realm Reborn stuff. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But, you do you. You have fun. There we go. Flooding a portion of the caverns because I can. I'm real curious to see how powerful these Raven Deer are in combat. That's interesting. I guess it makes sense. But whip wielders don't have their own section. Yeah, I mean, everything is still worded for dwarves. I mean, it's not really a complaint about the mod or anything. It's more of just an observation of, oh yeah, this game is really designed for dwarves. It's just like the embark screen is still designed for dwarves and everything. Nyum. A lot of beds. Oh, we got a new Lesser Krampus. Cool. Make bucklers. Leather buckler. I think I have a leatherworks. I do not. I do now, though. Oh shit, we're out of food. I'm not actually sure how that happened, but somehow we're out of food. So, I'm going to fix this by slaughtering you and you. And then jumping up to the surface and going, gather. Gathering a bunch of this. Not entirely sure how that happened, but apparently we're out of food. Oh, I brewed too many drinks, probably. Although, I think we still have prepared meals. Uh-oh. Another Forgotten Beast. Well, this is going to be fun. The Forgotten Beast, Rifi. Rico has come. A great Gila monster, composed of ash. It has large mandibles and it squirms and fidgets. Beware. Its deadly bite. Also, I'll take a screenshot if anybody wants to doodle about it. This is going to go into the DF talk room. All right. The Gristly Hag. Well, we're going to send the less hands to kill it. We'll also send the wistful Wilds. But I'm not going to turn on any defenses because that would be pansy-like now, wouldn't it? What a weird route to go. It's only composed of ash, though, so it is pretty weak. It is real fucking fast, though. Looks like it's coming back up over here. Hopefully they don't vault into the water. That would be stupid. They're just running around. They're like, guys, he's going up. He's going up. He's going up. He's going up. He's up. All right, so there's Formar right in front of the damn thing. Check, can I get a round of beers for these goblins about to die? Hopefully not too many of them. Ooh, something just went flying. The wrestler punches the forgotten beast in the head with his right hand, and the severed part sails off in an arc. Make that, can I get a round of beers for the forgotten beast that just died? He punched it. So how many wrestlers do I have? Good job, Formar. Forgotten beer. The beer that once forgotten. Well, that's a good little art waiting to happen, I think. It's phenomenal. Literally just one-tapped it to the face. Good old-fashioned noggin smash. That's kind of awesome. Oh, that's funny. Get rid of these Mason's workshops. Get rid of that. So why do you love Gila Monsters, if I can ask? Ooh, a troll's giving birth to a girl, seeking infant. They are the biggest amphibians? No, Gila Monsters are not amphibians, are they? At least I don't think they are. Yeah, you were thinking of giant salamanders, for sure. Gila Monsters? Yeah, they're cool. Here, I'll show you some pictures of Gila Monsters. They're cool fucking reptilians. They're these boys. I think that some people own them as pets. Like, meet Snoopy. Look at them. They're like tiny crocodiles. They're kind of great. Like, I mean, well, not quite crocodiles, but like, or like a giant gecko kind of thing. Nah. They're like little dinosaurs. I love them. Look at him. He's happy in the sunlight. They're adorable. They are adorable little bastards. Love them. Love them. Small dragons? Very small dragons, yes. Not even a snapdragon. Who's the asshole who named them monsters? I mean, you're very monstrous if you know what I'm saying. But yeah, no, they're not exactly that scary. Instead of Gila cuties. I mean, they should have called iguanas monsters instead of Gila Monsters. All right. Tons of stuff getting put away, stored up. And I think that we should put the prison in here. So these are all going to be used by law. These are a bunch of cages that I had the goblins make. I think it's fitting that the prison is also in the tavern. So that they get to see everything that they're missing while they're in jail. They can get laughed at and have drinks poured on them. It'll be great. I mean, I would sign a petition to rename Gila Monsters from Gila Monsters to either Babby Durgan or Gila Cutie. I'd be down. Yeah, maybe they'll enjoy watching performances. Maybe. Or they'll just get laughed at and have stuff thrown at them and be fine. Apparently, I gave feedback on something. I just got a notification from Twitch 9 minutes ago that says, based on your feedback, you now have the option to set a goal for new subscribers instead of total subscribers. Also, your viewers can see goals when watching on Android. Click here to set a new goal and grow your community. Well, I didn't give you any feedback on it, so it's nice to know that you took my feedback, though. Thanks, Twitch. You need to leave shortly. Catch y'all tomorrow. Cheers. See you later. Taylor. The G in Gila is typically said with an H sound, so it's a Gila monster. Depends on where you're from, Orion, but you're not wrong. This is a tomato-tomato situation. As somebody who used to volunteer at a reptile refuge, tomato-tomato thing, what I can tell. But you are correct, technically. Hey, one of my gubbins has given birth to a baby. Yeah. And she is blissful after becoming a parent. The young age of 361 years old. You have your first child, I think. No. Yes. First child at 360. Holy hell. Imagine being 360 years old and having your first kid. Not exactly worshiping the god of fertility, that. There is so much trading going on this map, it's actually kind of ridiculous. Trading is so hot right now? I mean, I guess you could say that. What kind of hands do you have? What kind of question is that? Hands, though. Diamond or paper? I'm confused. Can someone explain to me what Chocobo's asking? Remember learning about Gila Monster on TV and remembering how you spell it and you saw it in DF and you didn't connect it to? Oh. His hands! Yes. It's investor lingo? It's lingo I've never heard before. It's about GameStop? Well, I mean, there you go. Love the Gila monster right there. But I have no idea what you're talking about. I just kind of give money to my financial advisor and tell him to do it, and he seems to do a pretty good job so far, so. Can I just say that I hate investor lingo, though? And just, like, stock market lingo in general? For one specific reason. It just makes it harder for people to become educated in it. No, I didn't buy GameStop stock because I want GameStop to go out of business, and buying GameStop stock would help them stay in business. So, no, I didn't buy GameStop stock. Naturally, you'd think that people would, you know, not invest in a company they want to crash and burn, generally. And the investment memes for GameStop have largely saved the company. So. Mm-hmm. But the GameStocks literally has saved that company, though. So, and yes, I'm aware that people do invest in companies they want to crash and burn, but I think that we should change the subject because GameStop memes and GameStocks largely just pissed me the fuck off. And doesn't benefit anybody but GameStop and the people who got in first. A lot of people lost a lot of money on that. You hear about like, oh, yay, this person made this and this amount of money, or these people made this money. A lot of people lost a lot of money too. I think that shit was all kind of gross, actually. It's the nature of gambling. Mm-hmm. And you're promoting it in my chat and talking about it in my chat. Why exactly? We're bringing up memes that are dead and gone and that literally saved a company that I hate for what reason exactly? Well, you do now. I would agree, Chumps. Zokol says, I'm your liaison from the mountain homes. Let's discuss your situation. We've updated your maps. What request do you have of the merchants? Although it is good that they crashed a hedge fund with that whole thing. That part was pretty fucking funny. But so it reminded you? Fair enough. I'm asking you to change the subject instead of justifying the subject. Trying to do that as politely as possible. No, I asked what the meme you were on about was. Because I didn't recognize the meme. Because I go out of my way to avoid that shit. Bad time to unmute? No, it's not a bad time to unmute. More of an eye-rolly occasion to unmute. My tummy is grumbling and I'm hangry. Actually, I'm just in a terrible fucking mood today, my dude. So it's like if I seem cranky today, it's like nobody's fault in particular. So I'm in a terrible mood today for two reasons. Reason number one, the bar I like now closes at 8 p.m. and their last call is 7:45, meaning I will literally never be able to go to the bar I like anymore because I usually get there around 9. So that's cool. Second thing that I'm pissed off about is Stalker has NFTs, which is like the only game that I was excited for, and just removed from my wish list. So, sorry if I'm like sensitive when it comes to speculative investing right now. I can't think about Wiener Dogs without thinking about the band, the Viagra Boys, because of a line in the song where he goes, Wiener Dog. Completely unrelated to anything. It's just you said Wiener Dog Puppy. Kind of want to build a platform here. Sports. Sports. Anyway. I appreciate the subject change, chat. Let him die. Leave him dead, Chocobo. Don't like pets. I'm kind of there with you. I like temporary pets that I can borrow when I need a mental health support animal. But like, because like there was a very brief manic week this past year where I decided I wanted a dog. And there's still kind of part of me that does want a dog, but realistically, not something I could actually take care of and keep happy. Kind of need a car to own a dog, realistically. You're looking forward to FF7 remake on PC? Is that out tomorrow? What platform is that on? Like coming to Epic or something? Epic is like the only one that I don't notice when games come out because it's the only one that I don't have set to auto launch. Epic likely for a year? Okay, that would be why I didn't realize that was out so soon. I knew that was coming to PC. I didn't realize it was like out. Also, I've received 0 emails about that. I guess maybe they know that I wouldn't play it anyway, so. Also, I willingly got rid of my Epic partnership, so. I had a affiliate code with Epic for a bit, and then I willingly got rid of it. Due to the Apple lawsuits, I was just kind of tired of them just suing people and causing problems for everybody in the industry. I was just kind of like, I am tired of thinking about this shit. Also, the amount of shit that they actually require from creators to have that link is a little creepy. It's like, you know what? You guys go sue people and try and get better cuts for people. Do good work, but I don't want to think about it. I'm just gonna like not promote your shit anymore. I mean, more people need to sue Apple, but they kind of caused more problems than they fixed with that massive fucking temper tantrum that Tim Sweeney threw. Oh. Also, they now support NFTs and blockchain games because Valve doesn't, so, you know. It's another reason to dislike them. You have a cat? That's not a needy animal. Yeah, no, I getcha. Hey, Squog. That's about the amount of pet you can tolerate. I want and I've talked about this many times on stream, I want a snake. But because of weird Canadian laws, I can't legally have a snake, even though I really want a snake. So it doesn't matter that I want a snake because I just can't have one. Doesn't matter how badly I want one. I just can't have one. In an apartment, it's not legal in British Columbia. With the risk of very hefty fines or eviction. So, yeah, I will never get a snake as long as I live in an apartment. So I probably won't ever actually get a snake. But that's the pet that I want. Desperately. Because it's a pet that I could have without, you know, a lot of the maintenance. I mean, they are little escape artists. This is true. I mean, assuming they're not, like, poisonous or dangerous snakes, why would that freak everyone out? Assuming they're, like, safe to own snakes and not, like, something stupid. Okay, then there's something stupid that he shouldn't own. Well, fucking moron then. The problem is like, most people don't give them enough space. Most people don't take care of them properly, and most people own snakes that they shouldn't theoretically be allowed to own. Like, there's the vast majority of snake breeds that people own, they shouldn't own. but like owning a king snake or a corn snake or a ball python, totally reasonable. Yeah, that's fucked up. Fuck your friend. I actually lost a subscriber on this channel once because I was talking about how I wanted a snake. And then this person was piped up in my channel who'd been subscribed and was generally a lurker. And then they started talking about how they used to own a Burmese python, which they took care of and had for years until it escaped. And they were really mad that after it escaped, the city had it put down. And I said, good. It should be put down. This person vehemently disagreed. No. It's my pet. I should be able to do what I want with it. Well, yes, but if your pet is also a dangerous animal, and you let it escape, that's on you. And it turned into a very heated argument because Burmese pythons should not be owned. It's like owning a lion or a tiger. Like, if it can kill a small child, it shouldn't be owned. It shouldn't be a pet, period. But, like, something like dogs can do that, though. Yes, but dogs can be trained. Snakes can't be. Snakes are wild animals. Dogs can be trained to be, like, not wild, right? Like, yes, you could get a Rottweiler and train it to kill people, and then you get your dog taken away, fined, and maybe put in prison, right? If you get a snake, you can't convince it to not be that. The Diamond Guild has many members in Bellfrost, and now requires a guild hall. Must be built and furnished. Stoneworkers Guild. I get you. So if you really think that that's a fair comparison, then you really need to get your brain rewired. Jacobo. Snakes are beautiful creatures, but absolute fucking morons. There isn't even a devil's advocate argument there. Snakes are stupid as fuck. I love snakes. They are idiots. They are absolute idiots. Right? You can train a dog. You can't train a snake. So if you get a Burmese python, you're literally owning a ticking time bomb that is just until it eats a child or someone's cat or their pet bunny rabbit or a small dog. As a kid, your neighbor had boas and they frequently escaped, but for some reason they'd always stop after they gotten 300 feet away from the house. Probably too cold. I don't live in the UK and don't give a fuck about your stupid Dangerous Dogs Act, Chocobo. It's not relevant to this discussion. Flat. All right? It's not a relevant discussion. Make us a Stoneworkers Guild. If you want to keep arguing this, you can. But it's not going to end well for you. I need to make a Stoneworkers Guild, which I'm going to put over here. Which I'm going to attach onto the tavern. They're loud and annoying, and I don't want one as a pet. That's how I feel about birds. Kind of have a non-feeling about birds, to be honest. A friend of mine had a pet bird that used to like to take my glasses off. That was kind of funny when it happened. But aside from that, like, kind of no real opinion on them. need some of these raven deer to grow up and start making more babies. Because they're having a problem keeping up a meat supply in this fort. Because the trolls need meat, which is becoming kind of an issue. I guess we'll eat that cat that we just got. We'll eat that polar bear cub too. Well, no, we'll keep the polar bear cub, but we'll... eat that raven deer bull. Cheers, Vim. You have a good day at work. I'll be around whenever you get back. Whenever you're able to watch again. Land on the bong and sneeze when you would die laughing. Poor bird. Smoke's not good for animals, but that is kind of hilarious. It's kind of sad, but also kind of hilarious. Needs empty food storage item. Still making... Let's cancel that. We got more than enough drinks. Those parrots singing heavy metal videos. Have you seen the... Have you heard of the band... Hatebeak? I don't know why it took me so long to think of that. You heard of the band Hatebeak? It's a heavy metal band that literally has a parrot as its vocalist. And it's funny because they've claimed that they'll never do live shows because, yeah, Hatebeak. Although it's one word. They can't do live shows as the band Hatebeak because it would be considered animal abuse. Which I think is very funny for some fucking reason or another. Maybe I'm just a bad person, but... Also, you'll be missed, Chocobo. Cheers. I think Chocobo just unfollowed me. That or you've never followed me, which is hilarious. It's either hilarious or I'll see you whenever. One of the two. That does... Body part. Oh, your cancel stand hide. That makes sense. I was like, why are you looking for a missing body part? What body part are you looking for? Wall of blocks. Wall of blocks. Alright, we need to try invading stuff. The problem is I have no materials that I can make into weapons. It's like kind of concerning. I don't even have anything I can melt. All right. Before the gold weapon craze? Well, gold is not... It wouldn't matter if it was made before or after the gold weapon craze, because gold is not a practical material to use as part of a weapon, period. So it wouldn't matter. Also, I need to assign my new Krampus to the office, which I totally forgot to do. Lesser Krampus. Lesser Krampus. And Lesser Krampus. Can't export short swords. Well, all right. So I think what we're going... Problem is the second I start invading stuff, we're going to start getting attacked. If there's... There we go. That's something I can go train on. Go steal some books. Or artifacts. Either or. But yeah, no, gold is a super impractical material to use as part of weapons. Maybe like tipping bullets, but that's about it. Yeah, they sampled the bird's voice because that's the only way to do it, like, without actively abusing a parrot, right? You kind of have to sample the voice. But there's a what's it called? A two-sided record that I've been thinking about buying for a while. One side is a couple Hatebeak songs, and then the other side is something growl, and it's a I'm not gonna click on that link because I don't have the rights to stream it, so it doesn't matter that you give me that link. If you want me to watch it, stick it in music, and I'll watch it later. But I'm not into live performances of parrots, especially if there's music playing in the background, because like I said, that is kind of mean to the animal. Yeah, I can't watch it, right? Especially a Stairway to Heaven cover. You want a really, really sharp gold axe and then not use it, but to look at? Yeah, I mean, the second you use it, it would cease to be sharp. So making it sharp's actually kind of redundant, but... Someone playing the guitar at home? Yeah, I don't care. I can't watch it, so it doesn't matter. It'll just go past in the chat. Maybe like in the days before, maybe back in the days before, when we were able to do stuff like that, maybe. But we don't live in those days anymore. We haven't lived in those days for a while. Kind of sucks, but is what it is. I wonder if a Helix forms, if I'll get a Helix or a Goblin Pit. Probably a Helix. Be kind of funny if I got a Helix that spawned and then I could invite dwarves from it. Yeah, I mean, I believe it. I can imagine it. Ooh. Who is Zero JR on Discord, by the way? This is awesome. I love this. That is kind of awesome. I kind of love it. Literally got his head poofed off. Imagine just getting one popped in the face. Seems pretty good. I feel kind of bad about that snake discussion, though. That's something that I feel bad about. Patreon just sent me a link where I could create my own recap video and send you guys the all-loving recaps that everybody seems to love. Yay, we came back. Looks like we successfully stole a bunch of books. Good stuff. That's going to train up their ambushing skills. Also, did I just close my... I think I just closed my noise machine. How in the world did I manage that? Open that back up, what? I do feel genuinely bad. I shouldn't have, like, scolded Chocobo like that, but there's certain arguments where it's just like, there kind of is no devil's advocate response. And when you always take the devil's advocate response, if you don't get a good response, don't act surprised, I guess. I don't really know what else to tell people at the end of the day with stuff like that. It's like, I can be an absolute asshole, but like, if you don't want an overwhelmingly negative response from people, don't take the overwhelmingly negative take. How else do I communicate that to people? This is something that I need to learn. The reason I feel bad is because Chocobo's stated multiple times that I'm their favorite streamer, yet I literally just told them to get the fuck out, which makes me feel terrible. I guess it's like, it's kind of one of these realities of being any kind of public figure. Sometimes you feel the need to say something because it feels like the right thing to say at the time, and then you regret it 5 minutes later, and you just kind of go, well, guess I get to live with what I said now. But yeah, no, it's a pretty great death game. That drawing is beautiful. But anyway, guess it is what it is. You live and learn, and you move on. Kind of wondering what happened to that first Forgotten Beast. It kind of showed up, hung around for a bit, and then just fucked off. I wonder if it just went and died. So it would be kind of funny if it did. It had like a direct line into the fortress for like a good long while that I was aware of, and it never took it, so. Not through the well, there was through the gold veins that we were mining. Oh shit, a vile force of dankness has arrived. Looks like goblins are coming to fight us. Well, that's interesting. I do wonder how big this goblin assault is. Well, I guess we don't need to worry about not having weapons anymore. Because they just brought us some, I would assume. Chat, can I get a round of beers? For the fight that's happening? Or that's about to happen. And then I have a very serious question to ask. Of you guys. Once this fight happens. Let's just turn off job cancellations so we don't see those. Obviously, all those are going to be popping up. Doesn't look like a particularly big invasion force, and it's not. Let's send all the armored goblins out. Or the battle gobs. And these all need to get deconstructed. Here they come. All right, so we have an army almost as big as theirs, and I'm just going to kind of give my guys the benefit of the doubt that they're better trained, even though they actually have significantly better gear. Some of them have whips and axes, so they have better gear. I'm just kind of hoping that yeah, because they're wearing almost entirely iron stuff. Uh-oh. What are you carrying? You're carrying a bismuth bronze shield, a bismuth bronze battle axe, iron mail shirt. Okay, so some of them do have stuff. Wait, what goes in first and starts fighting? Oh no, not wait, what? Okay, well wait, what's dead? There goes Handy. Here comes the rest of his squad. Bit ain't too ambitious with that, I think. And they all fly in. Splat. I don't know who's fighting who because it's just a bunch of G's. Oh, G's. Either we're all dead or we just won. I think we're all dead. Well. Here comes what appears to be the enemy force. Yep. What's going on? Enemy goblins showed up to attack us, and we still have no gear because all I've found is gold. Can I get a GG? Maybe? I don't know. Rest in peace? Maybe. Maybe. Let's throw the last of these dudes that we have chilling here into this. All right. Do they have much for them to do aside from run in and fight, maybe? And maybe win, but probably don't. Well, there they go. Then they all run in, and then more of them die, I think. Scrooge is dead. Seems like my guys are just kind of getting slaughtered because, like I said earlier, we have no gear. I guess I should have just locked the door. Let's see if we can lock this. Seal this off. Spooky's dead. Well, there goes the chief treasurer of the humans who are stuck out here. So there's an army of goblins just kind of coming in. We were able to seal off the door. Well. Drown them? I can't, because I have no water to drown them with. Like, a few of them have died, but not many of them. Anyway, that human just died, who was a rather important figure. Got hit by a copper bolt and screamed, "I withdraw! There is no hope!" Before eventually bleeding out. Also, we're down to 49 citizens, which means we lost, like, more than half of our population. Well, I think it is time for us to start making slabs. Because we're going to need a bunch of them. And start smoothing this, because we're also going to need this made into a craftsdwarf guild, or a mason's guild, I think. Although there's no masons left in the fort. They do still want the guild, though. All right, well, we were able to seal the fort off. But because we have no weapons whatsoever, they just got in. Not much we can do. All right, so I'm going to put a marker in the chat here. And do a quick hard save. Chat, I've got a very serious question for you. Should I be streaming today? Because I feel like the way I kind of acted in the direction of Chocobo wasn't called for. Yes, you're dead, Spooky. Views are